All right, so welcome everybody to fucking Plutonya Talk, where we have human to human interactions, human to human conversations, and trying to keep it as real and authentic as possible. Today we are with the wonderful fucking legend herself, Cynthia. I brought her here because she has very important value in my life. Long story short, around 10 years ago, we went to the same elementary school and niggas was friends. We like just now started reconnecting and all that good shit. So, Cynthia, would you like to introduce yourself? Who
Yeah.
is Cynthia?
Okay. I am Cynthia. I'm a very, I would say, well-rounded person. Since elementary school, 10 years ago, I've changed quite a bit, but I feel like I've kept the same values at heart. But yeah, I would say I'm a pretty cool human being, easygoing. I have a fuck ton of hobbies, and I love living.
Shout out to the love of life, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. I feel like you have low key like not the same personality, but I think I told you this over text like when we first started talking. You've always had like a not like a tomboy energy, but you were just always like one of the bros ass energy.
Yeah.
And now like reconnecting with you now, you still have like that adventurous ass like just chill vibe. So I appreciate that. But obviously I don't expect you to be the same as 10 years ago. But cool. So for the niggas at home, we got fucking papers, we got fucking crayons, markers, color pencils, and all that good shit. So that
Hell yeah.
while I'm asking her the questions, if she'd like to create anything, she can. And of course, I'll be joining her because shout out to art and all that good shit.
Yeah.
But my first question, I already kind of asked like who you are and I let you explain yourself, but this one will go a little more in depth. And it is, who are you, but you can't say your job, your hobbies, or things that other people say about you.
Yeah.
So if you had to answer without saying any of those, who are you?
Um, I would say that I'm a very loving person and love I love people. I love the people around me especially. Um, yeah,
Just love in
I'm
general.
I'm definitely yeah, just like a huge like lover girl, as one would say.
No nonchalant energy.
No nonchalant energy at all. I would definitely say I like being more out there or cringe or however one would put it.
Ooh, that is
Free.
real as fuck. Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely not afraid of judgment. I think sometimes I judge myself too hard, and um, I don't let myself be me because I'm afraid of how I'll be perceived.
Hmm.
But I realize that the only perception that ever has really mattered is my own, and I've definitely learned and loved through that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is real as fuck. Okay. Have you, is that something you recently like found within yourself? Is it something that you struggle with or are you already there? Like you already feel like you got this like gorgeous relationship with yourself?
Yeah, so whenever I was like around 15, I started not giving a fuck about anything. Um, I, I still wanted to be educated, and I would say that's the only thing I really gave a fuck about,
Hmm.
but my health and basically like mental health, physical health, like I did not give a shit about.
Damn. Okay.
Um, But because of that, it definitely allowed me to be incredibly free. Like I just stopped caring about anything and everything, and in a way that kind of opened me up to a lot of things. And then through the years, when I was about 17, 18, um, I, I got my shit together more, and I really started to care about myself, and I just realized how important I can be to other people and how important I can be to myself, and just how much those little like I don't give a fuck attitudes can affect you in your life when it seems so minuscule at the time. And now looking back on it, I'm like, oh, but yeah. What was the question?
So it's a loving I don't give a fuck. It's a loving I don't give a
Oh,
fuck.
yeah. And so I got here. Um,
The OG question was just,
yeah,
is it something you currently struggle with, or is it something you feel like you're set in? Like, is
yeah.
there ever a day where you're like beating yourself up or on some self hatred shit?
I would say there's some days where I feel like I could be doing better or doing more.
Mm-hmm.
And it does make me feel a little bit down on myself for it. But I don't know, I always remind myself to, be gentle, be kind. Treat myself how I would treat other people, like if I was in bed all day, I'd be like, oh shit, I like wasted my whole day. Like, what am I doing? But if I saw my friend was in bed all day, I'd give them a lot of kindness and love and, just want them to be okay. And so I remind myself to treat myself how I would people I love.
That's definitely fucking wise of you, Jesus Christ. I definitely struggle with self-hatred shit. So all the things that you're saying are things that I've just now started like establishing.
Yeah.
Which is fucking awesome. I've heard like from other people before that you should treat yourself like a dog, but it sounds crazy, but just in a way that like, you treat a pet with like unconditional love. Like if they fuck up, it's like, no, but like you're still gonna love them. You're still, so if you treat yourself with that same kind of unconditional, or like a baby, if you don't want to use the dog analogy.
Yeah.
Because we really all just little kids just trying to figure this shit out, and like no matter what age we are, I feel like there's no really such thing as being like grown or like adult. Like you're always gonna feel that sense of newness. Like we don't know what the fuck we're doing. I'm not gonna lie to you. So.
Yeah, I definitely feel you on that, but I mean, wait, I'm gonna have to change the microphone super quick.
Of course, technical difficulties.
Fuck.
But that's real as fuck though.
Yeah, I think it's too easy to, get down on yourself and feel negative about small things that you do or even big things that you do.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that's very much distilled in us through, the people around us, just society in itself,
Of course.
like social media and such. It definitely doesn't show the way that we should think.
Yeah. So we got to figure that shit out on ourselves. That makes sense. The other question that I was going to ask as you were getting into just like your ways of coping and going about things.
Yeah.
Is that, because you said 17, 18 is when you started giving a fuck and getting your shit together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was that something post high school, would you say? Or was it when you were about to finish high school? Like, was there a senior year awareness of like, holy shit, like, how was that?
No, it was definitely after high school where I just felt so extremely lost, and I felt like during high school, like I kind of had my shit together for the most part. And when I got out, it was kind of just like a sense of, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Where the fuck do I go from here? And I was just also extremely depressed at the time.
Right after high school?
Yeah. And like right at the end, not because it was ending. I was happy to be out and, live my life, but it was, I don't know, it was just a very terrible depression where I would stay in bed all day, and it really fucked me up. And it affected my relationships to my friends and shit, and that's, I don't know. And I got my shit together since that day. But, yeah, I don't know, I think it, what was the question again?
It's okay. To help you, did something lead into that depression? Or was it literally just kind of like a random hit? Like, was there specific thoughts of maybe change that was stressing you out? Was there like a relationship or some shit that you were going through? Like,
yeah, no and yes. I was talking to some guy who I really liked at the time, and he kind of took my understanding to his advantage. Like I understood he was busy and like wasn't always able to, reach out or communicate the way that I needed.
of course.
But at the time I didn't know how to express those needs to their extent. And yeah, and it just kind of ended in a shit way, but it was before that.
Okay.
Honestly, before I ended things with that guy. But yeah, it was kind of that, but it definitely wasn't that definitely wasn't a big part of it. It just definitely didn't help.
Yeah, there was other lore. That was just an element to it.
Yeah, but honestly, nothing really set it off. I have, bipolar depression, so it kind of comes and goes, but it's never been to that extent. Like, I'm typically able to gaslight myself into, convincing myself that
That you're good?
that I'm good, and I should go out and do shit. And it really, really helps me, honestly. I don't know if I would recommend the same for others who suffer with depression, but it helps me a lot to just remind myself that things are still okay, and it's definitely mostly in my head, because when I get depressed, I just get incredibly sleepy and unmotivated, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
maybe gaslight is not the best word for it, but just like there's a desired like outcome of your life that you want, and whenever you feel that like bipolar depression that you said coming in, instead of using the word gaslight, maybe you're like trying to, I don't know, like a gentle discipline. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you're prioritizing the version that you want to be, as opposed to like, which is very, very brave of you, just because I know with depression specifically that like literally is a chemical imbalance in your head type shit. So
Yeah.
I don't think anyone can merely like gaslight it, because that kind of,
Yeah, I like to explain it that way because I feel like I manipulate myself into getting up and doing shit, because it can get so bad sometimes. But by manipulating or gaslighting in those terms, they have a very negative connotation around them, which, for good reason.
Type shit.
But I also think that they can be used in a positive, positive way sometimes, in
Which I
very,
get that.
very rare cases. But
as long as it's out of love, you're not
Yeah.
manipulating someone, to get something out of them, or even out of yourself. Like,
yeah.
what does that manipulation sound like for you? Like, what's the example?
Yeah, so I'll basically just, it's honestly a lot like you were saying, like gentle discipline
Yeah.
or self-discipline, of just going like, okay, you're being fucking dramatic.
Oh my
Let's
God.
get out of bed.
Okay.
Let's be good. Let's do something productive with our time, because you'll regret it,
That's kind of real, though. Do you feel like
Yeah.
this is gonna get kind of? Do you think you didn't get that from your parents, so it makes
Oh,
it
for
better to get
sure.
it for yourself?
For sure. My parents definitely let their depression and their mental illness consume them, and they had zero discipline. And so when mine started presenting, they had no fucking idea what to do. And they gave me zero ways to cope or work through that. And, but I've been seeing a therapist for a while, and for almost 8 years now.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Cause I need fucking therapy, but my thing is, I'd be like, bro, that shit costs so much money, bro. I gotta focus on these dreams, bro. So,
Yeah.
but I know it definitely will help. I'm not like ignorant to it, but
Yeah, I would just wait till you get some health insurance
okay.
from a job or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So get insurance for it, and then I'll be chilling.
Yeah.
Word. Okay. That is very valid. So to pivot, right? Just because we were talking about love and we kind of got into the topic of like past partner or whatever.
Yeah.
Have you experienced your first love? And if so, what was that like? Tell me about your first love experience, if you're comfortable.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like I haven't really truly found my first love. I've definitely loved quite a few people. I've definitely loved two, at least. I've definitely been in love. But I wouldn't say they were like my first love, like, wow, this is love moment. Yeah, but I would say like my first incredibly healthy and great relationship, it honestly started off terrible. It was great in the beginning.
Type shit.
Yeah,
You said it started off terrible, or it was great in the beginning?
no, it started off terrible, but then
Okay.
it got really, really great for, about 8 months. But the first couple months, they were rocky, and I was struggling to wrap my head around a healthy relationship, and he had also been in so many unhealthy relationships that we were just banging heads a lot, and I was honestly like a very angry person.
Yeah. So
In
letting
that
it out on him on
relationship?
accident type shit?
Yeah, like just like snapping at him and stuff, and definitely like one of my least proud moments because he was such a sweet boy and did everything to help me. But then about like I think it was like 1 month into our relationship, he was like, you need to like get some help for this or I don't think we're gonna work out because I'm tired of getting, snipped at and stuff. Like I would,
Just anger issues type?
Yeah, definitely. My dad, he has anger issues and he definitely implemented those onto me.
Damn, okay.
But yeah, so I did. I got help. I started going back to therapy again, and but it wasn't even so much therapy. I think something just clicked for me.
Okay.
Where it was like, he is such an amazing and gentle person. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, there's no need to treat him this way, but I also struggled with, just love in general, because my parents were kind of very shitty at showing it, and I didn't really know how to show it.
Type shit.
And,
So no first love. Do you have an idea of what that first love will feel like? Because you've been in love before, but it's an interesting take. Thinking back on my first love, there's not a time where I could say that I fell in love with someone until that person. And I thought, like I don't know, like I say that to say, is there an ideal way that you think you'd feel when you know that it's like that first love? Is there something in these other people that just made you like, it's not fully there?
Yeah, for sure. I think a big part of it, so okay, I'm gonna start with this. Jim and Pam from The Office?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, I want something like their type of love. It's like their type of relationship, and what I want and what I would feel like is my first love is, someone, there's like this quote, is to be loved is to be known. To be known is to be loved. Something like that.
Type shit. I fucks with that, low-key.
And I really love that quote because it's just knowing a person is loving a person, and, putting your love into that knowledge of that person is such a beautiful thing, and I've never really fully gotten that. And also, like, my biggest thing is someone who can make me laugh like hell. Like, I want someone who, can make me laugh a lot.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to spend my life with someone who can't make me laugh.
Boring type shit.
Yeah.
Laughter is such an interesting feeling. There was a time that I took mushrooms, right? I'm gonna pivot, but it's still on topic. There was a time I took mushrooms, and I was chilling with my little brothers at the time. I think we were watching Assassination Classroom, which is a banger.
Love that one. Love that one.
This could sound weird, but my little brother was fucking with me, and obviously they didn't know I was on mushrooms or anything, but he's like 8 years old or something. He starts tickling me, and I laugh my fucking ass off, but he has me in this position, which, like I said, it sounds weird, but he has me in this way where I couldn't get out. Like, I was like sitting on a chair in a certain way, and he was like literally laying on top of me, just tickling the shit out of me. And I, I don't know if you've taken shrooms or whatever, but it like puts you in this like state of love. Like, I can't push this motherfucker off. Like, I'm literally just laughing my ass off, crying. And after that shroom trip, I was like, bro, the secret to life is fucking laughter, bro. Like, we all just need to be tickling each other, because fucking I had such a unconditional, beautiful laughter moment. It was a funny nigga moment. Now, sober Moses knows that's not the true secret, but I think it's important. It brings back childlike feelings. Like, we laughed a lot as children. Like, so I don't see a lot of adults indulging in that unless, they're in a safer space. But why not laugh out loud?
Yeah. I love laughing. I think laughter is such a fundamental part of life, and I think smiling, laughing is so deeply important. And that's why I so highly value that, and what I think will be my
would
first
be your
love.
first love?
Yeah.
Did you not laugh a lot as a child, do you feel like? Because there's got to be something that makes you seek it out other than just the idea of it sounds fire. Like, there's got to be some kind of childhood programming, do you think?
Yeah, I think maybe. I think the people who have treated me the best as a kid and who were really there for me when I was going through a lot have been the people who make me laugh the hardest, and I just see that as like it's like a beautiful quality in someone. If you can make me laugh, and if we can laugh together a lot, then I think, you know, we're definitely connected.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I can see that vision. I also feel myself, with that question that I asked you before, like, explain yourself without saying job, hobbies, whatever. I would also describe myself as like a being of love, right? And I wanted to see your thoughts on this. Do you think that everyone deserves unconditional love? Do you think everyone deserves forgiveness? Because with my viewpoint of me wanting to be this embodiment of love and all that good stuff, I have this very controversial take that everyone deserves forgiveness, and I do feel like I have an unconditional love for everyone. Like, it starts off that way unless you change it.
Yeah, I think everyone deserves unconditional love and forgiveness unless they take advantage of it. Then I think you should be careful.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel for the unconditional love part of it. I think everyone deserves to like feel that child in them, you know, being loved and hugged and seen, no matter how much of a shit person you are.
So do you feel like you have the capacity to forgive people that have hurt you?
I definitely do. Yeah. There has been people that have, you know, have done me worse, like past forgiveness, and I don't think I could ever forgive that person. But I'm not angry. I just can't forgive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see that. Do you feel like you could forgive them for yourself? Do you feel like you have forgiven them for yourself, but you don't think they deserve the forgiveness, like hearing it from you type shit? Or is it like a full-on, I can't sympathize with this person, I can't empathize with this person, they fucked up?
I think that
I'm not
person,
judging either, by the way.
Yeah,
like,
no, you're all
genuine
good.
questions.
I think that person took advantage of that, of my empathy and of my compassion and of my understanding far too much for me to continue giving that to them. And mind you, this person I'm talking about is from 4 years ago.
Of course.
And have not talked to them since. But yeah, I think it'd be too painful for me to forgive them. I feel like, I don't know what could persuade me to forgive them either.
Okay.
And it's not like I need it for myself. I feel like it'd be more for them in a way, just because they kind of needed that for them so many times.
Because they fucked up hella bad, is what you're trying to say. Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is fucked up. Yeah, man. I bring that up because I'm currently I feel like I've been able to forgive most of the people in my life, i.e. my first love, i.e. my mother, because she had abusive traits about her. And I'm in the process of doing my father, which I haven't spoke to since I was like 6, but the steps are fucking starting. Appreciate it. But the biggest one that I haven't been able to forgive, and I don't know if you can relate because obviously you said that you've been getting better at it, is forgiving myself is the big one that I've been having to deal with. Like, when I fuck up, when I make mistakes, when I do anything, I have this tendency to like beat myself up about it. And I'm trying to learn ways to forgive myself in the same way that I have that forgiveness for everyone else. Or like I said before, like you forgive a baby. If a baby broke a glass, you're not going to be like, you piece of fucking shit, you broke this glass. You'd be like, oh, it was a mistake. I'm trying to work on getting myself to that state where I offer myself that same kind of like gentleness. Do you feel that, or are you good with that? Like you already succeeded with that in your life?
I think I definitely have. I've forgiven myself for a lot of things, but you know, I've also had this one moment that I've spoken to about with a few people who have gone through similar circumstances where I OD'd, and not on purpose, but I OD'd and off Oxy, and I saw my life flash before my eyes, and it was such a deep sense of peace. and it was honestly really nice. And then I woke up vomiting. But the
But it
people,
was nice, yeah.
but the people I've talked to it about, they've like who have had, you know, their life flash before their eyes in moments like ODing, or alcohol poisoning, etc. They said they've felt an immense amount of guilt, you know, for what they've done in their life and how they are, you know, and I definitely understand that, but I think the most important part of it is putting it behind you after you forgive yourself, because it's so easy. I've had moments where I've forgiven myself for it, but it still comes back, and I still like feel a little bit guilty about it, and I still think about it. I'm like, okay, I need to remind myself about this, you know, so it doesn't happen again. But you'll remember. You don't need to torture yourself with the memory of it or torture yourself with that guilt.
Yeah.
You can let it go, and you're allowed to let it go, you know.
Shit. Niggas start tearing up and shit, imagine. Okay, so I appreciate everything you just said, but I wanted to backtrack ever so slightly because I don't want to gloss over it if you're okay with it.
Yeah, go ahead.
The experience of you ODing.
Yeah.
That's some crazy shit. And of course it wasn't intentional, but do you mind speaking more into that?
Yeah, so I had a really nasty drug problem to cope with. I was addicted. I wouldn't call it addiction because I used it as a coping mechanism, and then once I learned how to cope properly, I just stopped and I got sober. And I'm very fortunate that I could just stop once I figured, you know, my shit out. But I loved downers because I couldn't cope with my feelings or the people around me, and I was in an abusive home at the time, and I just didn't want to think anymore because I felt like my thoughts moved too fast and they thought too loud in a way.
Yeah.
And whenever things would get shitty, I would do a fuck ton of drugs, and it did help me cope, but it really did give me some shitty health problems, and I think it could have set me back in the way of healthy coping mechanisms, but I definitely used the skills I had around me and the skills that I had access to cope with my life at the time. And so I don't blame myself for doing those drugs or ODing or harming myself. But yeah. I honestly, that night, I just got into a really terrible fight with my parents, and my stepmom. She had like vowed to like never lay her hands on me, and then she slapped me that night. But I don't think it's right whatsoever, but I definitely instigated it.
Yeah.
I don't think laying your hands on anyone is right, but I also don't think what I said to her to instigate it was right either.
Which doesn't excuse either, of course. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it was just a nasty situation. But because of that, well, she also promised me that because my mom would severely physically abuse me, and she was like, I'd never, ever hit you like your mother does, you know.
Damn.
And then she did. And then I just decided to pop a fuck ton of pills and go to bed.
Was it like a fuck you, do you think, to her? Or was it like
No.
it was just to feel nothing?
It was just, I was sad. I was so depressed and so heartbroken. I just didn't want to think about it, and I didn't want to feel it. I just wanted to feel like okay in a way. But like in a quicker way, not in the healthy way.
Yeah, because how can you in those kind of moments, you know? Shit gets intense. How are you supposed to take deep breaths and fucking take a cold shower, meditate?
Yeah.
I get that. Damn, okay. Well, aside from questions and all that, I just wanted to take a moment to tell you, of course, and obviously now I'm a stranger in your life, but I'm glad that you're here. I think you're like a miracle in the universe for like living up to this point, and that you're here still. That's fucking crazy, bro. You could definitely not be here right now.
Oh my gosh, that scared the fuck out of me.
That's our 30-minute timer, which lets us know we're gonna wrap up soon. But seriously, like I appreciate you being here, and I'm so like grateful to be in your presence right now. Like that's a gift that I can have.
Definitely. I'm grateful to be here and be in your presence, and I'm really glad that we're both here because it's honestly such a crazy coincidence. Yeah, wow. And it's crazy that you said that because I also wouldn't be in Colorado if I didn't like attempt to take my life in Texas whenever I was 15.
So that was Texas?
Yeah. And then that was basically a nasty situation to say the least. And then I was kind of forced to move here.
Okay.
And yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
But you want to move back eventually?
Eventually, yeah. I love Texas.
Colorado's temporary type shit.
Yeah.
I get that. That is very valid. Well, thank you for sharing that. To get into more lighthearted energy before I wrap shit up.
Okay.
I have some other type of questions. Where is it? Okay, so crazy fucking difference from what we were just talking about. But if you could be honest with yourself, do you pick your fucking nose when no one's around?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking real.
Yeah,
not even gonna lie. That is a
sure.
legendary admittance. Bro, I always tell niggas, bro, that's like the best way to get it out, bro. I don't give a
Dude,
fuck,
I
bro.
can't
Like,
stand. I used to be in Muay Thai with this guy, and we would have to, brawl a little bit.
type shit.
And I would look up his nose, and it was just full of boogers. It was like, I can't handle it.
So you need to get them the fuck out.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Bro, so many niggas will never admit to that shit, but on God, that's the most effective way to get that shit out. Bro. I
Yeah,
don't
you
give a
just
fuck,
you just
bro.
gotta do it. It's a little nasty, but
That's real.
what isn't?
Just wash your fucking hands,
Just
bro.
wash
Lock
your
in.
hands,
It's like,
yeah. Yeah.
real as fuck. Okay, so my last question for you then is, what are your current weaknesses?
Ooh. Shoot. I would say patience. I constantly want to be busy, do something, and I struggle to find peace in moments at times. And I think I also struggle with waiting. I'm like, I don't know, I definitely want like go, go, go type of energy. But lately I've been trying to self-discipline on that one.
Okay. Gently self-discipline,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is definitely valid. Shit, I wanted to elaborate on that. I forgot the fucking question. My head like spaced out. Holy shit. What were you just saying?
I was just saying patience is my weakness.
Patience. Okay, so do you struggle being still? Like, is it always, like, can you find yourself outside right now, just like hanging out by yourself, just without music, just chilling, looking at the clouds, thinking about shit, or is that difficult?
I haven't had a moment like that in a long time. But I do like the peacefulness. Like I can sit outside and read. You can sit outside and listen to music and
There's
do
got to
nothing.
be some action type
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, and I do definitely struggle with staying still and staying, I don't know, quiet-minded in a way. Yeah, I've definitely been wanting to get back into meditation and shit.
So you've done it before?
Yeah, I used to meditate a lot whenever I was really struggling with my mental illness. Yeah.
Okay, that is valid as fuck. Would you like to have a moment where you fucking ponder off in the clouds with no music to put you
Right
on the
now?
spot right now? Literally like 1 minute. Just no thoughts, no speech.
Let's do 1 minute.
Okay.
I'm down.
There's no way to keep track, but you just gotta literally think.
Should I just like sit out there?
Fuck it, I'm gonna literally do the same shit.
Yeah, join me.
Chat, I'm gonna be right back. I had to put you on the spot. You say you can't do it, so I'm like,
I
bruh.
like sitting on that hill and listening to music and like this over here.
Because the mountains type shit?
Yeah,
That
but
is
also
valid.
like in the dead of night too, it's pretty peaceful. Let's sit right
Damn.
here.
Center.
Okay, I'm too much of a thinker. Has it been a minute?
I think it's been like 30 seconds, but you did
Okay.
great. You did fucking great.
Thank you.
That's really shit. How was that?
I was like-
was it anxiety inducing?
A little
Did you have
bit,
too much
yeah.
going on?
No, I feel like I just constantly need to think about something or plan things out whenever I have a moment like that. And yeah, and it's like, I don't know, I kind of force those thoughts into it. So it's really hard to force those thoughts back even for 30 seconds, you know?
Does it feel like kind of like a schizo moment? Like whenever it's just dead silent, like your thoughts just go literally everywhere at once? Or is it like, how is it?
I would say my thoughts are they're easy to maintain. They're just constant. You know, like I'm constantly planning something or thinking about something or, you know, etc.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that about wraps everything up with the first official episode of Plutonya Talk. Ladies and gentlemen, they, thems, all that good shit. This is Cynthia. I appreciate you once again having this beautiful moment with me. And yeah, thank you for being here.
I appreciate you having me.
Later. That's real. Damn. Yeah, we need to have you do at least 1 minute next time. No bullshit.